Welcome, comadres and friends. Welcome to Las Comadres Kitchen Season 2. We're very excited, and we have a new hostess with us, Cindy Landez from San Antonio. Yay, Cindy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Her most claim to fame, of course, is that she put together for us our Las Comadres cookbook and stuff, which we're very excited and which is still available on Amazon. Okay, so Cindy, take it away.
Well, thank you for joining me. I'm very appreciative that y'all asked me to be the hostess for season 2. I'm excited, and I hope I do y'all justice. I really enjoyed working with the comadres at the end of last year, putting these recipes together. We had 60 comadres submit recipes, and we had 132 total. So I got to meet several of the comadres, of course, through email and phone calls, but I really enjoyed it. And I'm really excited about this. My first recipe, today we're just going to do me making this recipe, but in future episodes of the series, I'll be interviewing other comadres who are cooking their recipes. So today I will be making gingerbread cookies. This recipe I found in a newspaper when my niece was about 5 years old in about 1998. So we've been making this in our family for over 25, 30 years. She's 33 now, 32 now, and so we've been doing it since she was 5. She had asked me for gingerbread cookies that one year, and I couldn't disappoint her. She was my first and only niece at that time, and so she was my baby, and anything she asked, I did it. And so this recipe, we started it, and then she smelled the molasses and she couldn't stand it, and she was like, "No, Aunt Cindy, I can't." And after that, I had to make her try it, and then make her promise that she would at least try it, and then she would, if she didn't like it, we would stop making them. But she loved the cookies. She's making them now with her friends, and now she and her wife have a baby who's a few months old, and hopefully this will be a tradition that they start with their daughter. So the first thing we're gonna do, the first thing is I already mixed the butter. I let it soften for a couple hours. I mixed the butter, the brown sugar, and the molasses, and then I'm gonna do the dry ingredients. So in this number 2 in directions, it says in a large bowl, which I already did. Beat the butter, the sugar until light and fluffy, and then beat in the molasses until well blended. That's already done. In a medium bowl, combine the baking soda. So for baking soda, we have 1 teaspoon. And I always just like rub it against the little box. 1 teaspoon baking soda, cloves. We got a 1/4 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of nutmeg. All these things smell really, really good. I made sure to get fresh new bottles of the spices, so they're really nice and strong. There's the nutmeg. Now the ginger. We have 1 teaspoon of ginger. Okay, I thought I had already pre-opened this. Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry, ladies. There we go. These little mats really help if you can get a couple. Usually when you go to conferences, they'll give them away as little gifts and they just promote their companies. They're usually free. So for the ginger, it's 1 teaspoon. So it's not a lot of ingredients. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Usually when I make it for my family, because we're a large family, I double or triple the ingredients and make a big batch. It just works out better for us, and they don't go to waste at all. And in our family, we also decorate them. So I have pictures of us doing them for 30 years and we just love them. It's a really good family tradition. I try and do them actually like for Thanksgiving, and I take all the stuff when I'm going to go see my family. We get together and we do it to get ready for Christmas. Okay. So I've got all the dry ingredients here, and it says add 1/2 of the flour mixture. So it's 3 cups of flour. 1, but only half. Okay. I'm gonna mix this up. And like I said, I over here in my mixer, I've already got the butter, the sugar, and the molasses mix. So I'm gonna put all this together.
Cindy, if we don't have a mixer, is a blender okay?
If you don't have a mixture, you can actually do it by hand, which I prefer. I because I was doing this with everybody else, I wanted to save time, but I actually do it all by hand when I'm doing it with my family. I like to feel the consistency of the dough, and it's going to be a little stiff, but that's okay. That's expected. Okay, so once you mix the dough, it's going to be stiff, and it says roll out the dough, but oh, it says to put in the milk. So I'm going to put in some milk, and it's about 1/2 cup. So I just got a little bit extra, and I put that in, and now I'm gonna, while that's mixing, I'm gonna get the rest of the flour. And I'm going to mix it into the dough. I don't know if you can see it, but it's mixing pretty good. In a minute, I'm going to add some more milk just so it's a little bit softer because it does get pretty stiff. Okay, you get all the ingredients out of the way. So now we're ready to put it on the board on your mat and start making cookie crits. I'm gonna get all this dough out and spread it on my little mat so I can start making it into little balls. I put the milk in, and I don't know if you can see, it's nice and soft. So now I'm gonna um, put some flour on my little mat, and I just like dust it. And then I start spreading it. You probably should put a little bit of flour on top. And before we started, I did turn on the oven, so it's preheated and it's ready to go. I have a gingerbread man, and then I have a piggy also. I don't know if you can see it through with the light, but my husband loves piggies with his coffee in the morning. And I like it with milk because I'm not a coffee drinker. But so you want to spread your dough to about a 1/4 inch thick, and then you can start putting it on your cookie sheets. So I'm going to do a piggy and a gingerbread man. So I've got that. I'm not going to do all of the cookies right now. That way we can continue the conversation. So I'm going to put them in the oven right now for 7 to 8 minutes. And you want to test your oven. I have a gas stove, so it tends to heat up a little bit warmer than most stoves. So you want to just gauge your cookies as they're rising, and make sure that they don't get burnt in your oven. So right now that we have some time while we're waiting. Oh, let me set my timer. We want to, I want to take a little bit of time to tell you about myself and how I joined Las Comadres. So years ago, when I lived in Austin, I joined Las Comadres, but I never became an active participant. And then this, when I moved to San Antonio, I didn't have my posse of women, my support group, and so I was looking for that. I became a caregiver for my dad and my brother. They moved into my home, and I felt like I needed a network of women, so I signed up for Las Comadres here. And before you knew it, I was being the facilitator for the group, which I really enjoy. I get to meet lots of different women. And we're working on growing our San Antonio group. I know at one point they had a really big group. And so right now we're just rebuilding, and we're getting quite we're getting to a quite comfortable size now. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, I have some notes that I had. The story of my recipe, y'all already know, was for my niece, and she's still making these every year. She actually entered them in a competition last year for herself and her wife. And then one thing that in future interviews, I want to ask all the comadres, and I'm going to start with myself. What would you tell yourself, your younger self? You know, most of us are a little bit older, and we're already been professionals in our careers for a while. I'd probably tell myself, be nicer to myself, because I was really, really hard on myself. I had really strong, um, very strong, I don't know what you call it, but where I held myself to a high standard, and it was really hard to do. I beat myself up a lot if I didn't succeed as well as I thought I should. And so I just want to share that with y'all. Looking back now, even now, I tend to get a little intense because I'm always focused on what I should be doing and where I should be growing and how my career should be going. So just give yourself a little bit of time, a little bit of grace in your career, in your life. And everything does come together. So that's just something that I do want to ask all the comadres as I interview them in this next year. Let's see. Are there any questions for me from the group while we wait for the cookies to come out?
You can unmute yourselves. Well, I have a question while we're waiting. So what do you do with the extra cookie dough?
You can actually wrap it in saran wrap and put it in your freezer. And then the day you're going to use it, I would put it out for a little bit, maybe let it defrost, soften for about an hour or two, and it'll get nice and a good softness, and you can use it because we have frozen it before. Anything else?
Eva wants to know which are the quantities of butter and brown sugar and molasses.
Okay, so for the brown sugar, let me see, it was half a cup of firmly packed brown sugar. It was half a cup of light molasses, and I use grandma's molasses. It's worked really well for me all these years. And then for the butter, I used 1 stick of butter. So, like I said, when I usually make it for my family, I'll do 2, 3 quantity batches. And so it actually makes a nice big round dough. Anything else? I expected my conversation to go longer. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Rosa, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, so how long do you keep your or change your spices? Do you keep them for a long time, and how to get fresh ones? Like,
I usually, if I don't use them in the next year, I'll buy new ones because you'll end up using them a lot for your Christmas and Thanksgiving recipes. So the ginger, the nutmeg, and the cloves, I'll replace them about once a year. The cinnamon, I use it a lot for everything. I actually like it in my oatmeal, so I never really have that too long. It gets used up pretty quick.
Do you
Anything
grow
else?
any of your spices? Do you
I'm sorry,
grow?
go ahead.
Do you grow any of your spices?
I do not. I do not have that kind of time. I wish I did. I wish I was a big gardener. Um, no, I don't.
Do you ever vary the amount of spices in your cookies? Like if you like cinnamon a lot, but not cloves so much, have you ever tried, can you balance them out any that way?
I have not tried that, but I've tried it in other recipes like cinnamon rolls and stuff. I do like a lot of cinnamon, and
Yeah, me
in my
too.
pan de polvo cookies, I use a lot of cinnamon, more than the recipe calls for. I actually put cinnamon in the dough and then in the sugar mix for the outside.
Yum.
How do you decide when you're going, because you like cinnamon, how do you decide how much to add? Because I know sometimes when you do too much, it affects the flavor and it goes bad. It just doesn't taste right. How do you decide how to add when you like a spice?
I I do not measure when I do the extra. I just do like 1, 2, 3 extra like that. I count 1, 2, 3, and then I go from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
real
I
That
do
way,
that for all my cooking, even when I'm making rice and I'm measuring the salt, the pepper, and the comino. It's 1, 2, 3.
okay.
That's a real
Do you
chef.
taste raw dough? I mean, do you taste your cookie dough?
I do not. I don't no.
Okay.
So no looking of the spoon, huh?
Unless it's chocolate cake, because I do like chocolate cake, as you can tell.
Which one is your favorite recipe to make?
I love making pan de polvo cookies, and I don't even eat that many, but I've been doing that recipe for 20 years with my girlfriends. I found a good recipe more than 20 years ago, and we get together the first Sunday of every December and we make cookies. I serve a big lunch, we drink, we make cookies, and everybody goes home with a tin of cookies to start the holiday season. So it's the first Sunday of December, and I do that every year.
Oh,
We'll be right over.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me know so I can set up extra tables.
They're done already?
They're done already, 7 to 8 minutes. You can tell my gingerbread man came out a little crooked.
He
I
looks
do
like he's
have a cool-
dancing.
Right? I like that. So I've got a cooling rack right here.
I bet the kitchen smells really good.
Ooh,
It
yeah.
smells really good.
That's what I was thinking. Isn't it too bad we don't get to eat any of this?
Mhm. Or even
I
just
can mail you
smell it.
some.
Cindy's
So
mail
I'll let him.
order.
You know, my husband says you should tell them you'll sell them, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to say I'm going to sell cookies.
You ever
So,
you
as
ever
you
put
can
them in a-
tell, this recipe doesn't take very long. And we, as a family, we get together and we buy lots of icings and candies to decorate them, and then we have a little contest, and that's just something that makes it really fun. We've always done the gingerbread, like I said, and today I have a little piggy because my husband just bought that for me. So I was all excited because I got a piggy. Any
Mm.
other questions?
If you have a whole tray of the cookies, is it
Uh-huh.
longer than 7 minutes?
No,
So whether
no,
you have 2 cookies or 12 cookies, it's always 7 minutes.
7 to 8 minutes is what,
7 to 8 minutes.
but because I have a gas stove and it tends to heat really well, I try not to do the full 8 minutes. I kind of do in between. So you just have to gauge your oven. I know some people have electric, and that tends to be more on uh, on point with measuring based on what's on the recipe, but gas stoves tend to warm up pretty hot.
Well, Cindy, how about, have you ever put any nut? I love nuts. I love nuts. So have you ever put nuts in your gingerbread cookies?
I have not. That's a good idea for next time. So
I don't know whether it's a pecan or a walnut or almonds or some other nut that would be the right, the to draw out the flavor of the
mhm.
other ingredients.
I guess I can start experimenting and see which one, or do a little research, see which ones would be the best to mix with
Yeah,
it, and then experiment and see if I like them.
yeah. I put nuts in everything. That's why I don't cook, mind you, but um, I like my brownies with nuts. I like, everything with nuts added. So that's why I was wondering.
That's nice.
Do you
So
have a
here's the
favorite?
piggy, and it's already a little, it's nice and firm, and I can tell it's going to be a good one. So
Ooh, your husband's going to want that one in the morning.
he's going to probably take a few with him to work. Any other questions?
You make them all year round or just for the holidays?
I used to make them all year round when my dad lived with me. He liked having them all the time. But he passed away 2 years ago. So I just make them for the holidays and when I'm going to see the family. I haven't had any other reasons to make them since he passed. So It's a tradition we need to bring back.
Yes, they look
So
Yes.
how about, pardon me, I'm sorry, were you finished?
I'm
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, so my question was about the milk or what you drink them with or, eat them with. So do you drink them with cold milk? Do you drink them with warm milk? Do you add chocolate to it or do you add, cinnamon to stuff? Is there a drink that enhances the joy or the flavor or something?
Well, my husband will tell you coffee, but I'm not a coffee drinker, so I like a big cold glass of milk to go with it. I just really enjoy it with that. And I don't like a lot of icing, so I like mine plain.
I like them with hot chocolate, with Mexican
Yeah,
hot chocolate.
because I was
Hmm.
thinking Mexican hot chocolate.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
kids cookies too all the time, just for the holidays. My kids come over and they love making gingerbread cookies. So, and we also make all kinds of different shapes too. We also have a piggy.
Awesome.
I don't know why, but it came with a package, so we use it all the time.
That's great.
We
Thank
actually
you,
put
Sylvia.
just the cinnamon candy, and we do the little, buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Before we bake them, we put those in, or actually right after you bake, because they're kind of, the dough is still a little bit soft to touch
Yes.
them. We kind of put them insert them in the middle.
Yes, we use those red hot cinnamon candies too. We love them with those.
Yeah, great.
What else can you do with them? Let's see. Hmm.
I like taking them and sharing them with everybody. So usually when I bake, I like to take to the office. But lately I've been working from home a lot. But so I usually share everything I bake with the neighbors, and they love it.
Yeah, I was looking for a gingerbread man that was smaller, so that way I can make more. I also love giving them away, and sometimes we make a gingerbread house and stand them around.
Oh, well, that's great.
Nice.
Mhm, mhm.
Just so you know that I've got Sylvia signed up. Sylvia's gonna present in November, so hopefully
Nice.
we'll be able to see what you've got, Sylvia.
I know. I think I had I don't, I have to look at what the recipes I submitted for the book, but I think the tacos, the fish tacos, uh,
Awesome.
those are really simple
Ooh.
and very super simple, few ingredients, very tasty.
So it'll be
Can't wait
kind
to
of like this, super
remember.
simple, and it won't take too much
Yeah,
work,
no,
huh?
it's very, I mean, under 30 minutes, really, because the fish, cooks really fast. And then it's just a few, like a little salt, pepper, and lime juice. And then
Mhm.
you kind of flake it, and then you warm the tortillas, and then you make a little coleslaw on the side. So, and then put chicken, I mean, the fish, the coleslaw, and good to go. More lime juice. They're great. I mean, you could do other things too, add more things, but that's the basic recipe that we'll experiment next time in November,
Awesome.
right? I have to find out what
Yes, ma'am.
November it is.
I'll get with you to discuss the date.
Perfect, perfect.
Any other questions for gingerbread? I wish I could share them with you guys and
I
let you
know.
taste
Now
let
I
you
want
taste them.
some.
They do smell so good. Now you got to finish them up and have the family enjoy them.
Yes. Yes.
They look beautiful.
So, you talked about your pan de polvo recipe. Is that in the book? Did you put it in our cookbook?
It is, and it is on page, let me tell you, um, it's on page 147, and that recipe is golden. And like I said, I've been making it for 20 years with my friends. People ask me to sell it and ask me to take it with me wherever I go. The church knows that if they need something, they always call me for my pan de polvo. And it's just so yummy. It melts in your mouth. And I use a lot of cinnamon and a lot of sugar in those cookies.
Wow.
Okay.
I got to make that. I'm
Page 147.
47. Now I know. Pan de polvo,
Yes.
delicious.
Is the
And if you have
polvo
questions,
confection sugar?
no, it's just the white sugar, your
Regular.
regular sugar, yes. And then I put a lot of cinnamon. So like I'll use
Mix them up.
I use this bowl to sugar those pan de polvo, and I fill it up with one whole bag of sugar, and I use almost more than half of this to put in the cinnamon sugar mix, and that's how I like a lot of cinnamon in my sugar in my cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Yummy.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
If you
Very
leave out the
good.
ginger, does that make them sugar cookies?
For these cookies,
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't made sugar cookies in a while, so I can't
Sugar
answer that
cookies
question.
is
I'd have to
just,
get back to you. Sorry, Sylvia.
I'm sorry, sugar cookies just flour, butter. I mean, you mix the butter with the sugar and the eggs, that's your basic, in the mixer.
Uh-huh.
And then you put the flour with the baking powder or baking soda. And then, I mean, and the sugar. I mean, that's really it for the sugar cookie. It's like pretty much just a basic flour, sugar.
Yeah,
I think a little vanilla also has my recipes, a little
I
vanilla.
think so. So it wouldn't have the
Any of
ginger,
those
the
spices.
nutmeg, and the clove.
Right.
These are all what make it spicy for the holidays.
Yeah, well, I was surprised at the number of spices that you put in it. It's to me, that's a lot of different spices. I would have thought it took like maybe one or two, but I think you used like four. You added
Yes,
a bunch of
but
different ones.
small quantities for
Little.
each batch.
It's
Mhm.
very little, but you need the clove, you need the nutmeg, I mean, all that stuff together is what makes that gingerbread cookie so.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
So, Comadre Maria, where do we get the cookbook? Do we just go to Amazon.com and put in Comadres Kitchen?
Yes. If you put Cooking with Las Comadres, it comes up on Amazon. I put the link in the chat.
Okay, good.
Did I put it in
Perfect.
the chat? Yes, I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And we're
tell
very
your friends
excited
about it.
because yeah, Cindy is going to this Las Comadres Kitchen season 2. Cindy's concentrating on recipes in the cookbook.
Oh, there
So,
it is.
if you miss the recipe or you miss an episode, the cookbook has the recipes. So we'll be
Mhm.
sharing those.
Mhm.
Okay, so there it is. Okay, I'm going to copy it and put it in again.
Okay.
If somebody just asked about it. Now I copied
Great.
everything.
Yep.
How many have we sold, by the way, Comadre? Do you know? We've done pretty well with it, haven't
Yeah,
we?
we've sold a couple of 100 books already.
Oh,
We can always sell
nice.
more.
I'm trying my best to sell them a lot.
I'll order more for you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Oh, darn it. I can't grab it. I can't. Maria, can you do it? Can you put the link in again?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm
Any
trying to
other
copy it. It
questions?
won't stop.
Even if it's not about the cookies.
Let's see, what's there?
What's your favorite recipe for the holidays with your Latina family,
The pan de polvo.
Pan de polvo is your favorite.
Yes. Yes. And I didn't grow up cooking. So it was something I learned from others. My mom was very non-traditional, and she didn't want us learning to cook or really clean because she said we would be doing that the rest of our lives. So she didn't push that on us. So I don't really have recipes that are inherited from my family, but I have these recipes from friends that have shared them along the way.
I just
That's good.
order another book.
Oh, nice.
I ordered one for a girl. I was telling her about it, and she said, "I want one." And I said, "Well, your name's in it because you gave me a lot of recipes, and I put 3 of them in the book, and they're all Dan's recipes." And
Mhm.
so she said, "Oh, I want to order one. I'll send it to you." And she wrote to me immediately as soon as she got it. She says, "I love it." She's not Latina, and she said, "I love it, and I'm gonna start cooking a lot of these." And it occurred to me just before now that I didn't send her the invitation to join us. So next time I will.
Well, I'm sorry that my recipe didn't take that long. As you can tell, this you can make a whole batch in about an hour, like from beginning to end. And then, in an hour you'll be washing your dishes and putting everything away. So it's a really quick, easy recipe. Everybody enjoys it, and and the kids love to decorate them.
It's my kids'
Sounds
favorite
good.
too. We make
Yeah.
them every single time.
Yeah.
No, and I like what you said, that you take them to wherever it is that you're going for the Christmas dinner, and you take them with the ingredients, and then you have like a little competition about, icing them and making them pretty. And yeah, that's a good activity with the family. Even with adults, just adults, they get a kick
Mhm.
out of that.
Yes. So just so you all know, I was telling the comadres here in San Antonio at the Las Comadrazo that my pan de polvo is like I make it every year with my girlfriends. So now for December, we're gonna have a comadrazo making more pan de polvo with them too. So
Oh, that sounds
uh,
like fun.
so if y'all want to join us in San Antonio in December, it'll probably be the second weekend in December because the first one's with my girlfriends.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll see you. I'll put it on my calendar.
There you go.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Cindy. And thank you for agreeing to be our hostess and our interviewer for all the Comadres
Season
Kitchen
2.
series, season 2. Yes.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I hope I don't disappoint, and I will have more questions for the comadres that I do interview. It was kind of hard to ask or discuss some of the items that I want to ask them. But I will have lots of questions for future comadres in the series. So I do have a schedule for the series. We are tentatively for November, the month of February, April, June, and August of next year. I've got comadres who have volunteered for all the months, and we once we get those dates tied down, Maria's going to send out the invitations and the save the dates so you guys can join us for all of the series.
Wonderful. Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome. Any other questions before we head out? I'm sorry it was a short session today.
No, it's
No,
okay.
no apologies, Comadre. You did great.
Did
It
great.
was
Thank you.
fun, and we look forward to the next ones.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
I
right.
love your
Well,
kitchen. I love your kitchen.
thank you. It's kind of messy right now, but thank you.
It
Yeah,
looks good. All
yeah,
right.
it
Well,
does.
thank you everyone for joining us for Las Comadres Kitchen Season 2. Have a good
Yes.
night. Thank
Good
you,
night.
Cindy.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Cheers.